Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's SJ. I hope everybody is doing good and being safe. So, what I want to talk about today with you guys is a decision that hubby and I have made. And no, we're not getting a divorce. We're not splitting up. About a week ago, in one of the Facebook groups that I belong to, somebody had posted concerning riding during this coronavirus crisis, which got me and hubby thinking. In talking about riding during this crisis, it's not about getting the coronavirus. You're on a motorcycle, you're solitaire, you're just riding, usually out in the country away from people. So that's not the fear with this. When I throw a leg over my bike, I am well aware of the dangers and the risks of riding a motorcycle, as all of us who do are. And we do it for the love, the passion, the addiction. It clears our heads, it limits the stress, it keeps our minds from exploding. Whatever the reason you ride, we ride and we enjoy it. In this uncertain time with this coronavirus, this post really got me and hubby thinking. When we ride, we kind of have, or I guess you could say take for granted, the fact if, God forbid, we get into an accident, whether that car we didn't see pulled out or turned in front of us, or that curve that we didn't anticipate, or as some of us do and don't like to admit, the target fixation that happens. None of us intend to crash when we go out to ride. Hubby and I both try to ride as safe as we can with all of our senses, to avoid accidents, to avoid any situations. The idea is we ride safe, get home so we can live to ride another day. But unforeseen things do happen, and accidents and crashes happen. It's a part of motorcycling. So this gets back to the point of the post. We take for granted that if something like that happens, the ambulance is going to come, we're going to go to the hospital, and the doctors and nurses at that hospital are going to do everything possible to put us back together or save our life. In these times of uncertainty with the coronavirus crisis, that's not a guarantee anymore. It's not something we can take for granted anymore as motorcyclists. And hubby and I have discussed this in length of what happens. Right now, hospitals are short-staffed, overrun, running out of medical supplies. 9 times out of 10, if you have a motorcycle crash, you end up in the ICU. Right now, ICU units are overrun. There are not many in the U.S. as it is now, and with this coronavirus, they are to capacity to the point where they're doing makeshift ICU units. So our thought with riding and the, God forbid if we crashed, is would we get the care that we would normally get on a normal day? And our answers became no, we wouldn't. When you go in the hospital, not only for the fact of now you're in a situation where you could get the coronavirus. I actually and hubby don't want to be anywhere or around anybody where I could get the virus. But that's not the main fear with this. And I don't even know if I want to call it fear, but it's not the main problem. I'll just say problem. One of the problems with this, in our opinion, is the hospitals, again, are overrun. And if you get to the hospital, if you're lucky enough, if that hospital doesn't tell the ambulance driver that they're full to capacity or not accepting a patient that just crashed or was in an accident, if you can finally get to a hospital, and it's overrun, the problem comes is, are we going to force a doctor to make a choice? Now, it's happening in Italy just with the coronavirus that doctors are making choices because they're so overrun of which coronavirus patient they're going to save. So, as far as I know, it's not happening here in the U.S. It's getting close from my understanding, but it hasn't gotten to that point. And for me and hubby, I don't want to have to force a doctor to make that choice. I don't want to have to force anybody to make that choice. To go into the hospital because I rode my bike and I crashed for whatever reason I crashed. For a doctor to say, well, I can save her or I could save 5 other people over here. Who do I save? And that's a choice that doctors don't want to be in and I don't want to put them in. And if the doctor chose to save me over the 5 people, that's something that maybe I can't live with. And I imagine the 5 people, maybe they wouldn't be able to live with knowing that I had to die so they could live. These are strange times we're living in right now. And for us to choose to not ride our motorcycles, it was a difficult choice. But we feel it's the right one. And believe me, we are having a hard time with this. It's almost April. Weather's getting warmer. Today's a little chilly, windy day, cloudy. Not a good ride day. Anyway, but we're going to have warm days and we're going to have nice days. And it's going to be extremely hard for hubby and I to not look at each other with that look that we give and go, oh, it's time to ride. Let's go. It's going to be hard for us to do that because, like with everybody else, it clears our minds. It makes us feel better. It puts us back together. So we're going to have to suffer through this. Now, I can't promise 100% that we won't be so cooped up in the house that we just go, pluck it, and go out and ride. There's a possibility we could do that. But our intention is to try not to do that, is to stay off the bikes and not overwhelm an already overwhelmed health system in this country. And that's what we've decided. It's going to be tough. But there's some other things that we can do. I know my bike needs an oil change. It's getting about that time. There's LED lights I've wanted to put on my bike. Maybe now I can do it. We can clean up all 4 bikes and make them look pretty for when we can finally ride. And who knows, maybe order a couple parts and put them on. Who knows? There's plenty of things that we can do with our bikes while we sit here and go stir crazy. But it was something that I just felt that I wanted to share with you guys as far as riding. And it's a decision that only you can make, like me and hubby, of, whether to ride during this or not. Now, in my state right now, we are on a basic lockdown. You're only supposed to go out for essentials or an emergency. So, not much chance of riding anyway, because the state police already said in my state that you will be fined and you will have your car or motorcycle, confiscated. So, I don't want that happening. But even if I didn't have a lockdown in my state, I don't think I would be riding just for the fact of the overwhelmed healthcare system as it is now. So I just wanted to share a little bit of my thoughts on the decision that hubby and I have made of not to ride. It'll be tough. It'll be frustrating. We might kill each other before it's over. But we're going to do our best not to ride. Will we screw up? Most likely. Will we probably, one of us, end up going out on a ride? Maybe, to save our marriage. But again, the intent is not to. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I do periodic videos here and there when I can. I mean, I do have some video ideas to do that won't be motovlogging. So I'm still going to be trying to do videos and uploading here on YouTube during all this of a crisis that we're having. So that's it, guys. That's just what I wanted to talk about. So to everybody watching and out there around the world, be safe. listen to the advice of self-distancing, staying at home, doing what we can, because the faster we can do that and stop the spread of this virus, the faster we can all get back to our normal, crazy lives, and the faster I can get back to riding motorcycles and enjoying my life. So be safe all, and I'll catch you on the next one.